Hello friends, welcome to another video. It's been a while. In today's video we're going to talk about paginated reports and using wildcard in the parameter value. Why we want to use the wildcard, let's say we have a customers and we want to filter our data set only using the wildcard in our parameter value, so that we can have brings a customer which matches with the wildcard. How are we going to do this? Let's take a look at that solution. In this particular case, we're going to use Power BI as our data set, and we're going to take advantage of contains string DAX function to achieve the final result, because a contains string allows us to use wildcard. And we will look into the solution, how we use the parameter entered by the user as in a wildcard, and then it will filter the data set. Also, at the end of this video, we will have a solution. If user does not use the wildcard, then we will make a solution to do the exact search what the value user entered in the parameter value. So basically, if user enter the wildcard, a value like a star or a question mark in the parameter, then we will use the wildcard. If not, then we will use the exact match what user entered. And to look through the solution, let's look into the paginated report and end-to-end solution. Here I already have a paginated report which I created, a simple a customer and a sales. And what we're doing here is showing the sales by customer. And if I run this report, and let's see, it will give me a list of all the customers. And because we don't have any parameter at this point of time, there are 18,400 customers, and it's giving me the sales by customer. Now I want to add a parameter and use the wildcard search for my customers. And if no wildcard symbol is used in the parameter value, then we will use the exact search. So how we're going to do that? The first and the foremost thing is, let's add a parameter. So add parameter. I'm going to call this parameter a parameter customer. And what the prompt will be, let's call enter customer name, use question mark or star as wildcard search. So that would be our and we can say allow blank value in case user doesn't enter anything. We will return all the customers. So go OK. Now we entered this parameter, but of course we are not using this parameter in our data set at this point of time, so this parameter will not have any impact on the output. So if I run this right now, nothing is going to happen even if I enter a value here, let's say ABC, and we will still get total number of customers, whatever we have in our data set, which is 18,400. So nothing happens so we need to use this parameter in our query. So what we're going to do is, let's get to query. We're going to go to sales and then dataset properties. First, we need to add that parameter to this query. So to do so, we're going to go to the parameter section, and we're going to add new parameter here. So we can give it any different name, or we can keep it the same name what we created our parameter. So we can call it parameter customer, and the value of this parameter is going to be parameter customer, which we created at the report level. So now parameter customer is being used in this particular query. So I'm going to go back to the query. First, what we're going to do is we're going to define a variable where we will store the parameter value. So let's call it parameter value. So what that would be, a parameter, we always use at the rate of sign to get the value of the parameter. So it will be parameter customer. That's the name of the parameter. Now what we need to do is we need to filter our customer table using the contains string by passing this parameter value. So how are we going to do that? So we're going to go create another variable. Let's call table customer, and then we use filter and we're gonna go to values, so get a unique list of all the customers, of course customer name. So I'm gonna copy the column name from there. So filter our customer column and contains string, and the first contains string syntax is the first is in which column or in which value or in which string you want to search the value. So I'm going to search into the name customer, and what we want to search is parameter value. So whatever the user entered the parameter value, that's what we want to search. Now this particular variable will have a list of the customer which matches with the parameter value using the wildcard, because contain string has inbuilt functionality of wildcard. We don't need to do anything special. What this is going to do is it's going to return true or false, and based on the true or false it's going to filter those customers. So now once we have this table, in our final output evaluate, which is the output of the DAX query, we're going to use our table customer, so that will filter our output. So if I put it in here, table customer, and that will return the only those customer which matches with the parameter value entered by the user. So if this all we did correctly, so it should work. So let's test it out. Okay, so we're gonna enter a parameter value. I know there's a zone, many zones, and go a star. So this should return all zone what we have in our data set. So here you go, everything with the zone. And let's say if I want only Joni, where it doesn't matter what is on the fifth letter, and then end with Y, so that I'm using a question mark. Go view report, so anything with the Joni will come up now. So there are 23 as you can see, so now it's only matching Joni, so this is working. And if I go to question mark ENG, so let's see what we get here. So anything which matches with ENG should show up. So this is working as expected. And now one thing with the contain string is, because it's a contain string, even if I don't use a wildcard, it will still match the value. So if I go let's say Chris and go view report, now in this case it is actually returning all customers which contains the value Chris. Now I'm not using a wildcard here because the contain string is taking care of it. What I want you to do is, if there's no wildcard symbol is used in my parameter value, then I want it to use the exact match. So whatever the value is being entered, if no wildcard is being used, question mark or star, then it should match. It should not use the contain string. So how we can achieve that? So we're going to enhance our query. So let's get in there. In our query, we're going to create another variable to find out if a wildcard is used, a wildcard symbol is being used in our parameter value. So what we can do is create another variable, call it is wildcard symbol used. So what we can do is, again, if contains string, our parameter value contains question mark, or let me copy it again. If it contains question mark or star, it means we are using the wildcard. So then 1, I'm going to true or false, otherwise 0. Now one thing is, because we cannot use, because by default behavior is question mark is going to use any value, because this is a wildcard. To exactly found the question mark or the star in the parameter value, we need to use the escape character. So what that is going to be in this particular case, this symbol get used. So that's how we can override the escape character, use it as an escape character. So there's a question mark and the star. So what we're doing is we're finding the question mark or star in the parameter value. So it means if question mark or star enter in the parameter value, we want a wildcard match using contain string, otherwise we want the exact match. So finally, in our table customer, what we're going to do is we're going to put a condition here. If is let me actually copy this. If is wildcard symbol used is equal to 1, it means that wildcard symbol is being used. Then we're going to use the contains string function. Otherwise, we're going to make the exact match. Otherwise, what we're going to say is dim customer is equal to parameter value. So whatever the value user entered, we're going to use that. So parameter value. So if we did this correct, so basically what we're saying is first we are finding in the parameter value, if user entered star or question mark, which is a wildcard, then we're setting the value to 1, otherwise 0. And then we're checking in our table customer in the filter that if the wildcard is used, then use the contains string functionality, otherwise use the exact match. So if we did everything correct here, let's go OK. Let's run the report and test it out. So if I go Chris, now I'm not using any wildcard. Previously when I used Chris, it showed all the customers which contains the value Chris. In this particular case, I don't expect it to match anything because we're not using wildcard, so we're not getting anything. But as soon as I go Chris star and then I go view report, it's going to look into find wherever the word Chris is being used. So now it's showing everything. Let's do the exact match. So if I go Christy Zhu or Christy Chow, so that's what Christy Chow. So I'm not using any wildcard symbol at this point of time. So it means I want to exact match, and we're going to go view report. Here you go. So we got the exact match. I hope you found this video useful and learned few tricks how you can use parameters, and then you can filter your Power BI data set with some DAX techniques and filter out the tables the way you want it. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Until next video, have a good day. Thanks for watching and do subscribe my channel. Thank you. Bye for now.